Neuropathy is still burning? Low B12 might be why. So do this with me right now. Take your index finger, press it gently against the bottom of your big toe. Hold it there. Can you feel it clearly? Or does it feel dull, like pressing it through a thick sock? If that signal is faded, muted, or uneven from foot to foot, your nerves are struggling to do their job. And one of the most common, most overlooked, and most fixable reasons for that fade is a vitamin B12 deficiency. I'm going to show you exactly what to do about it. Think of your nerve like an electrical wire. Vitamin B12 is the rubber coating around it. Without enough B12, that coating wears thin. Signals leak. Messages don't arrive. That's why the burning starts. That's why the numbness spreads. That's the adjustment. So, what exactly does B12 do inside your nerves? Your nerves are wrapped in a protective layer called the myelin sheath. Think of it as insulation. Myelin keeps your nerve signals sharp and fast. When it breaks down, signals get slow, distorted, or lost entirely. B12 is one of the main building blocks your body uses to rebuild that insulation every single day. If B12 is running low, the rebuild slows down. The damage gets ahead of the repair. Now, here's what makes it especially serious for neuropathy patients. You are already fighting nerve damage. Your repair system is already behind. If B12 deficiency is added on top of that, you are fighting two battles at once, against your original nerve damage and against the nutrient gap that is quietly slowing your recovery. Here's the part that almost no one tells you in the doctor's office. B12 deficiency does not always show up as dramatic symptoms right away. It sneaks in slowly for months, sometimes for years. By the time it shows up clearly on a standard blood test, significant damage may already be done. Let's talk about why so many neuropathy patients are running low on B12. There are 5 silent drains. Check how many of these apply to you. Our first drain, age over 50. After 50, your stomach produces less acid. You need that acid to pull B12 out of food. Less acid, less B12 absorbed. Even if you eat well, even if your diet is full of meat and dairy, the absorption system is weakening quietly. Second drain, metformin. Metformin is harmful to B12. This one's critical. If you are a diabetic neuropathy patient taking metformin, stop and listen. Metformin is one of the most prescribed diabetes drugs in the world. It works for blood sugar, but it also blocks a key step in B12 absorption. Long-term metformin use is directly linked to B12 deficiency in clinical research. The very drug that is treating your diabetes may quietly making your neuropathy worse. That is not a reason to stop metformin without talking to your doctor, though. That is a reason to test your B12 level today. Third drain, acid reflux medications, proton pump inhibitors, drugs like omeprazole and pantoprazole reduce stomach acid. That is how they stop heartburn. But stomach acid is also what releases B12 from your food. Less acid means less B12 extracted from every meal you eat every single day. Drain number 4 is low meat or a plant-based diet. B12 exists naturally only in animal products: meat, fish, eggs, dairy. If you've been cutting those foods out for heart health or weight, you have reduced your primary B12 source. It is that straightforward. Sorry, vegetarians. Drain 5, alcohol. Alcohol interferes with B12 absorption and speeds up how quickly your body burns through it. Even moderate, regular drinking can quietly drain your levels over time. How many of those 5 apply to you? If 2 or more, your B12 is suspect. Don't assume it's fine. Get the test. Quick note, if you're new here, I'm Dr. Andrew Fetterman. I post here every week on managing neuropathy without relying on prescriptions. Please download my free supplement guide. The link is in the comments. Also, hit subscribe so you don't miss next week's video. It helps me make more content just like this. Now, here's where it gets interesting, and this is the piece that most B12 videos skip entirely. You might already be taking B12 supplement, but there's a good chance you're taking the wrong form. Most B12 supplements sold in drugstores are called cyanocobalamin. That is the cheap, shelf-stable version. Your body has to convert it into a usable form before it can do anything with it. In healthy young people, that conversion works fine, but in older adults and people with nerve damage, that conversion step is slower and less efficient. You lose more. The form your nerves can use directly is called methylcobalamin. Methylcobalamin, write that down. Methylcobalamin goes to work faster. It gets into your nerve system. It gets into your nerve tissue more readily. Research in diabetic neuropathy specifically shows it supports the myelin repair and reduces nerve pain more effectively than the standard form. Most people who switch forms notice a difference within 4 to 8 weeks, not because the new supplement is magic, because they finally stop blocking your body's ability to use what is given. Check the label of your current B12 supplement right now. If it says cyanocobalamin, that is your first upgrade. Now, let's talk dose and delivery because both matter. For neuropathy patients, research supports between 1,000 and 2,500 micrograms of methylcobalamin per day. Not the 100 microgram general health supplement. We are targeting active nerve repair, not just preventing a deficiency from scratch. And here's the delivery note. Sublingual is best. That means you dissolve it under your tongue, not swallow it. Why? Because sublingual B12 absorbs directly into your bloodstream. It bypasses your stomach entirely. If your stomach acid is low, which remember it probably is, this method skips the problem completely. Sublingual methylcobalamin, 1,000 to 2,500 milligrams. Same time every day. Write that down. That is your core protocol. Now food. Because supplements should work alongside a strong diet, not replace it. The top B12 foods are all animal-based. Beef liver leads the list. Just 3 ounces gives you more than 70 times your daily B12 requirement. Salmon, sardines, eggs, and dairy are also strong sources, but here's the honest piece. For most people over 60 with neuropathy, food alone is not going to be enough. Here's why. Your stomach needs something called intrinsic factor to absorb B12 from food. Intrinsic factor is a protein your stomach lining makes. As you age, that production drops. Some people lose it almost entirely. When that happens, and even a diet full of B12-rich foods can't correct the deficiency. If your B12 stays low, despite supplementing and eating well, ask your doctor to test you for something called intrinsic factor antibodies. This test is almost never ordered, but it changes the entire treatment approach. In that case, oral supplements may stop working completely. You would need B12 injections or high-dose sublingual to bypass the absorption barrier altogether. That is a conversion worth having. Here's the next level. B12 does not work alone. For nerve repair specifically, it works best as part of a team. B1, benfotiamine. The first teammate is B1, specifically called benfotiamine. benfotiamine. That is a fat-soluble version of B1. Standard B1 stays in your bloodstream. Benfotiamine gets directly into nerve tissue where nerve damage actually is. For diabetic neuropathy specifically, benfotiamine blocks a sugar-related pathway that destroys your myelin. Research shows 150 to 300 milligrams daily. B6 with a critical warning. It's the second teammate, and I have to stop here because this warning matters. B6 at low doses support nerve repair. That is true and well documented, but here's the surprise. B6 at high doses causes neuropathy. It actually damages the nerve it is supposed to protect. If you are already taking a B6 supplement, check the B6 dose right now. Any label showing more than 100 milligrams of B6 per day taken long-term can create or worsen damage. Keep B6 under 50 milligrams per day. That is the safe zone for nerve support. Write that down. That single warning may prevent a serious mistake. So here's the stack. Methylcobalamin rebuilds the myelin coating. Benfotiamine blocks sugar damage to the insulation. B6 at low dose supports nerve communication. 3 B vitamins, 3 different mechanisms, 1 shared goal, which is nerve repair. Before we close, let's do one more test. This one is important because it measures the specific kind of nerve function that B12 most directly affects. Stand near your chair. Keep one hand close to the back of it just in case. Now close your eyes. Lift 1 foot, 1 inch off the floor. Hold it. Count to 10. How steady were you? Eyes closed changes everything. Without vision, your brain relies completely on your nerves to tell you where your body is in space. That function is called proprioception, and B12 deficiency directly impairs it. If you felt a significant wobble, that is nerve inflammation, not weakness, and proprioception is one of the first things that responds to B12 correction. Do this test every morning, track your time. That improving number is your real-time progress report. Let me be straight with you about the timeline. In the first 1 to 2 weeks, most people notice energy improvements first. Sleep deepens, brain fog gets lighter. The nerve symptoms themselves may not move yet, but your body is rebuilding its reserves. That is real progress even when you can't feel it. By weeks 4 through 8, the burning and tingling often becomes less predictable. You start having windows, hours, or even a full day where symptoms quiet down. Those windows are your nerves beginning to signal properly. Make them. They are evidence. By months 3 to 6, most patients see meaningful reduction in nighttime burning, improving sensation in their feet, and noticeably better balance, especially when they have addressed the form, the dose, and removed 1 or more of those 5 drains. Honest caveat, if your B12 has been low for years, full recovery takes longer. Nerves grow slowly, roughly 1 millimeter per day. That's not much, but patience is not optional. It is the treatment, but improvement, that is possible for most people. You are not past the window. What is worsened by habit can often be improved by habit. Let's bring this home. If your neuropathy is not improving or quietly getting worse, a B12 deficiency may be the hidden reason. Not the only reason, but a real one and a fixable one. Here's your action plan. Step 1. At your next doctor's appointment, ask for a B12 blood test. Ask for the actual number. Don't accept your B12 is fine without seeing the value. Levels below 400 picograms per milliliter can be associated with nerve symptoms even when the standard lab range calls them acceptable. Step 2, check your medication list. Are you on metformin, a proton pump inhibitor, or both? Ask your doctor if B12 supplementation is appropriate given that what you're taking. Step 3, switch to sublingual methylcobalamin at 1,000 to 2,500 micrograms daily if you haven't already. Step 4, consider adding benfotiamine at least 150 to 300 milligrams, especially if you have diabetic neuropathy. Step 5, do the eyes closed balance test every morning, 10 seconds, track the time. You don't have to do all 5 today. Start with just one thing. Step 1, call your doctor's office today and ask for the test. One phone call, there's your adjustment. If today's video gave you something to bring to your next appointment, hit the like button. It helps more people find this channel. Subscribe for a new video every week. We go over practical drug-free tools for managing your neuropathy. Thanks for hanging out with me today. We'll see you in the next video.